A video has surfaced from the line of actual control which shows an angry confrontation between Indian and Chinese troops deployed along the border. The video shows the Chinese troops using bullying tactics in trying to force the Indian side into giving up its position on the line of actual control. While the location of the video is not clear, it does show that the exchange happened at an Indian border post after Chinese troops objected to what they claim was the building of a new wall by the Indian side. The Chinese claim that this new wall is in Chinese territory. The Indian side insists that the wall is an old one. One can see Chinese soldiers asking the Indians to dismantle the structure. When the Indian troops refuse, some Chinese soldiers try to dismantle the structure themselves. An angry exchange of words then follows. On this story, I want to go across to headlines. Today's defense correspondent Shiv Arur. Shiv, what this video shows is how tricky things can get along the LAC, and more importantly, we must consider the reality that China has already built up all manner of infrastructure on their side, and when on the Indian side we do as much as construct a wall, this is the response that follows, Shiv.
Precisely, Rahul. The comparison of infrastructure between our side and the Chinese side is not even a comparison, really. They've got far better infrastructure. And what you're seeing here in this video, captured in this extremely worrying video that's, already sort of captured a lot of people's imagination is, what happens when two patrols actually cross paths. It doesn't happen very often, but when they do cross paths, usually we've been given to believe, the people of India are usually given to believe that there's a degree of bonhomie. Even though it's a disputed border, the line of control, actual control is a friendly border, which India and China are, sort of sorting out at the political and diplomatic level. But at the tactical unit level of patrols and platoons actually in that area patrolling, this video gives a really worrying sense of how close things can actually get to going completely out of hand. There's kicking, there's punching that happens. There are a lot of abusive words which are used, which we've had to beep down in that video. But things are extremely aggressive. It's like a proper brawl that we're seeing. That particular video is 19 minutes long. My source told me this incident, the actual brawl took place over a span of about 1.5 hours. And it's after 1.5 hours that the Indian soldiers and the Chinese soldiers mutually agreed that they would move back from those positions, which of course is disadvantage India, Rahul, because after this brawl, it basically meant that those structures and that wall that formed the heart of that, that controversial argument, was not India's anymore. So they had to move back. But an unprecedented sense of how aggressive and bad things can be.
And this is at a time when past governments and current governments would like us to believe that things are all hunky-dory along the border. Even when there are disagreements, they are very polite disagreements. They meet as gentlemen and they go back. This video shows that at any point in time, these brawls can escalate into something far deadlier.
Absolutely, Rahul. They could easily escalate into something deadlier, and it has taken far less than this for China to actually, provoke India. We've seen what happened in 2013 in the Depsang Plains, a 22-day face-off that happened with the Indians on the Indian side. More recently, we saw in a sector that's very close to the one that this is supposedly, where Chinese generals had arrived very close to the border and may have even crossed over into Indian territory. The brazenness and the aggression of China is already there. It's just that this video gives you a first-hand sense, a never-before sense of what it's actually like when the Indians and Chinese. We've heard about the term eyeball-to-eyeball situation. This isn't just an eyeball-to-eyeball situation. It's a fist-to-fist situation. And it could easily get like that. My sources have told me this is something that happens nearly every time patrols actually cross. There's no bonhomie when patrols actually cross. There actually is a lot of aggression and tension when this happens.
I'm going to leave it over there. Shiv Arur for joining us with that update. Thank you very much. The governments would like us to believe that it's all peaceful when the troops come face to face. But this video shows that things are far from peaceful.